Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. Most people remain in a sexless relationship because they see themselves as a victim. And by the end of this episode, you're going to know how to not see yourself as a victim, but not just that, but move your relationship to sexual success. And there's a bold claim, but we took a guy several days ago, had a conversation, and we took him through this training here. So I'm going to try and take you through this training the best as I can without working with you directly. But at least if you can take some of the information that you're going to learn from this, I'm hoping that you get sexual success, because he sent me a message today and he was excited. And it was just this one shift of changing this one thing. And it was him, he'd been seeing himself as a victim for far too long. Now, I know from personal experience and from many people I speak to, that when you are rejected consistently, it can take a toll on your self-esteem. It can take a toll on your confidence, and not just in the bedroom, but it can start spilling out into different parts of your life. And it can be such a mindfuck, especially when you that person is actually telling you that they love you and they appreciate you and they want to be with you and you're the world, but yet you feel not even connected to them and you feel quite lonely. And it can be quite a mentally disturbing thing. And this is why people are really, really suffering when it comes to being in a sexless relationship. Now, if you start seeing yourself as a victim, it actually forces you to start acting according to what the behaviors of a victim. And the more you continue exhibiting those behaviors make you repulsive to the person that you're trying to attract to your partner sexually, because those behaviors are not seductive, they're not attractive, and again, they come across quite needy. And you can tell this because when it comes to seeing yourself as a victim, usually it's an easier position to take within a relationship or in any scenario. Most people want to take the victim position, because when you take the victim position, you're now trying to get the other person to change so that the situation can change. So the best example for this is the transgender people. They're easy people to pick on right now. They are making so much noise about transgender and why they're under attack, why there's a fault. They're taking this victim position. And when they take the victim position, they're doing it so that you can change to get in line to their agenda. Now, if you see from a sexless relationship standpoint, if you take the victim position, then that's required of her to change. And therefore, that's the reason why nothing happens, because all of a sudden, you're trying to get this person to think there's a lot of barriers when it comes to sex. She has to overcome her shame towards sex. She has to come her own issues about sex within your relationship. She has to overcome the fact that she's tired and she is a woman who's bombarded by all sorts of social media things where she makes her feel like an imposter. So she's already got a lot of hanging over her and weighing down on her from a sexual standpoint. And I guess most people, when they're in victim mode, they will not be able to see that. So instead of navigating through that to get to the person, most people will add to that by being the victim. Hopefully that alone is enough to just give you the effort for thought and just start seeing that this is the reason why the sexless relationship has gone on for so long. Because the moment you make a stand and say, I'm not going to see myself as a victim, I'm going to behave like the tribesman I am, the warrior I am, the general I am, the leader I am, she will start falling according to line. Now, most people think it's going to, and for this guy, it was a couple of days, and that worked for him. But I'm saying you have to start standing accordingly to who you're supposed to be, the leader that you're supposed to be, the leader that she craves, because she's actually craving you to be that leader. And when you being a victim and seeing yourself as a victim, it becomes very, very difficult to make this position to change. Now, if you want to know that you are a victim, or you see yourself as a victim, whenever you have conversations, especially when it comes to you talking about the dynamics of your sex life within a relationship and how you want to change it, if you see yourself speaking to her, telling about your feelings and how you're feeling, how bad the feelings are, and how she's making you feel, and how you're lacking whatever you're saying, and it's all about you, you stop talking. When you stop talking, instead of listening to understand what she has to say, you understand to respond. And this is a major thing within a relationship, because the both of you do it. We all do it. We're now having this conversation. It's quite difficult conversation. And then you start listening to respond, so you can take the more victim position. So because once if you ever noticed, every time you talk about having more sex within a relationship and improving your sex life within the relationship, she takes the victim position. And then because she's taking the victim position, you stop listening to what the person is saying, or at least trying to understand what they're saying. You start listening in order to respond, so you can take the more victim position, so that it's just a slippery slope. And this is why many guys are still struggling to move from a sexless relationship, even though they've done all these counseling, couples counseling. They've done all this. That's why it's not working as well. Couples counseling. I haven't had a dig at them for quite some time. That's why it doesn't work, because they purposely put you into victimhood thinking. Oh God, yeah, just realized it actually. So you then go with these labels that I'm this, and I'm not saying that it's wrong that you go counseling. I went for counseling, and I went as an individual, and that was helpful. But I didn't use my discoveries of counseling as a weapon for me to be the victim within that relationship. Because when you do, it doesn't get laid. That's just a fact. You won't get laid. So the powerful thing is to listen to understand. Yes, you might be able to put your position that, okay, I'm feeling sad about it. I'm not happy about the fact that I'm not having sex. Generally, I would say don't ever say those words. Don't ever talk about it. Just act. Be a leader. Be somebody who's more than what you say you are. And I think yesterday we talked about building a trust currency. So the currency for trust is pretty weak as a man. And when you start building that, this is how you build your leadership, by building that trust currency, by building that building that environment where it's safe for both of you to be vulnerable, so you can get to know each other, so you can get to be more than just people that are, living, cohabiting. You get to know their fears, you get to know what's evolved, what's changed, what's the difference between the person that you were with at Christmas time and right now. In these 3 months, what has changed? And what is that? What is this person that is being formed inside her or inside you? What does that look like? And what does that look like in relationship to the relationship that you have with your partner? And how does that affect your sex life? And also, one of the biggest things that we did say to this girl was that questions bring revelation. Most people, they focus on telling their partners, and which is transference. So you tell your partner how you feel, and it comes from a victim mindset. Your partner receives what you've just said. They listen to respond. So they try and take a even lower, even more victim mindset. So they deliver. So you didn't do this for me. And then there's this slippery slope of you just exchanging and really seeing who's the most victim within the relationship, and then nothing progresses. Whereas the difference, if you come and you start asking questions, trying to work on a revelation of why you are in this situation, why is it that her views on sex have changed? Because the question is like, it's a simple question. Honey, we haven't had sex for a while. What's changed? And they can start spewing all these things. And sometimes it's a matter of asking the question at least 4 or 5 times in different ways to get to the real answer. Because before, when you ask the question, they'll give you a surface level answer. Oh, I'm tired and been busy, it's been work and all these other things. That's a surface level answer. And you want to ask that question at least 3 times. I think I made an episode about this where it's called 5 whys. So you used to use 5 whys to get the root cause of a problem. The first few questions that you ask are just the surface level things. If you continue asking that same question, you will get to the root cause. So it's work and stuff. And so how is work, how is that affecting you as feeling tired and you feeling sexual? How does that have an impact on that? And then she will go on, because of this and that and on the other. And when she says that, then you say, well, what has changed between that time and that time for you to feel this way? And then you get into talk about it, and this becomes more powerful. We do this sometimes in our relationship, and it is more effective. Nobody's taking this victim position, and you're not transferring this guilt and blame onto each other, which makes it even worse. And you're walking away, especially when you do that sort of blame victim tennis type thing. No, everybody walks away without anything, without winning. But when you start asking questions, you start building revelation. And when you ask questions, that person starts listening to understand so they can respond in a way that they can be heard. Because again, this is where the validation comes in. When you can start asking questions, you're getting deeper to the root cause. And then when you get to the root cause, that person is going to feel so validated. Then again, this is where you start laying pipe. I just wanted to say that in that way. So hopefully that is so helpful for you guys, because it was helpful for this guy. And when he spoke, he was so excited about life and how things have gone. They haven't had sex since, I think, last year, sometime in February. So it's over a year already, he said. And he was just like over the moon. And they said they had conversations. It was more productive. They've never had conversations like this ever within their relationship. Even the whole time they were dating, now that they're married, they got kids. Like, it's almost like the new couple again. And this is what I want for you guys, because it's so simple. I think most guys complicate it and they take this victim mindset. You read this stuff online where they tell you going to sit her down and tell her exactly how you feel, and like she's going to know how to deal with it. Like, it's so incredible that when I think about it, it's completely ridiculous, because that person will only just take a lower victim mindset, or will take another victim mindset position. So you've got nowhere else to go. So if you say, I'm feeling hurt because I'm not having sex because you've said rejected me 1,000 times, that person will say, well, I feel sick and you haven't been there, you've not been romantic, and so on. So all of a sudden, everybody is at fault, everybody is a victim, and nobody gets anything done. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. Again, we've got the course releasing next week. I think, did I say this week? Or the next week is definitely next week. So we'll be getting the stuff, I think, tomorrow from the editors. And then once we get that, we'll have the link next week. So go to Thriving Tribesmen on the Facebook group. You'll be able to join. Once you join the group, you'll be able to get access to the link to the course, which is a free course. And it's called 30 Days, Get Your Sexy Back. So it takes you day by day. So you know exactly what to do. Day 1, you do such and such. And then up to day 30. And by day 14, you should be getting laid, because we've structured it that will give you results in the 2 weeks. So, and again, we've proven that this works. So it's up to you if you want to take this upon. Like I said, it's completely free. So pretty excited about delivering that course. Already building a new one, which is going to be called Intimacy is Ugly. So look out for that one. It's a free course again that we're going to be creating, which is going to be exciting to do. So we might actually do a real workshop, so where you can actually bring your wife, and then we'll talk about stuff for about 20-30 minutes, and then you can workshop with everybody, and then another 20 minutes workshop. So it's going to be about three sessions or so. And then by the end of that, you guys should be able to, you'll be similar to this. So you'll be able to speak and start delivering some results within your relationship. And again, it's in a controlled environment where we can coach you on certain sticking points within your relationship. If you want to work on it, if you want to be secretive and you want to work on it on the side without her knowing, it's all good. But this Intimacy is Ugly workshop will be actually pretty good for couples. So it's something that we're going to be building for couples, which is going to be amazing. So thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Take care.